Hi, it's Luke from Love Wigston, and welcome to the February episode of Love Wigston TV. And we're in a special location today, probably my most favourite spot of Wigston, if I don't say myself. And we're at Cuisine of India, Rade.
I'm really glad to be here today. So I'm feeling the emotions. I can smell the spices coming through. So what a great place to be at this present moment in time.
And we're joined by Sahil.
Hello.
Hi, Sahil. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you.
Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So we're at Cuisine of India on the Kelmarsh Avenue, Wigston Meadows estate, for those that haven't managed to find Cuisine of India yet, but I'm sure a lot of our listeners and watchers will have discovered Cuisine of India. So now I know the gentleman that owns Cuisine of India very well, Saeed, and I'm sure most of the people that have visited the restaurant do as well. He's a very nice man. But one of the things that I find quite remarkable about Saeed, and also all the staff and colleagues here, are their fundraising activities. You're quite passionate, aren't you, about helping raise money for charity?
It is, yeah.
So, and I can see here, since 2007, was that when the restaurant opened?
It was open on October 2007.
2007, so since 2007, Rade, they've raised £215,000.
Wow. That's a huge amount of money, and when you're looking at on an average period of 13 years, my math isn't that great, but that's roughly around £15,000 to £18,000 a year.
Yeah,
exactly.
So
really well done.
Charities such as Rainbows, Loros, Memphis, the MS Society, Fighting Motor Neuron Disease, all of those charities were quite close to people's heart. But he's now set himself an even bigger target to raise £500,000.
Wow.
In 2018, so he wants to raise that. But you do have another restaurant as well, don't you? It's not just this restaurant.
Yeah, we have another sister branch on Chef and Spice.
Chef and Spice, Hinckley Road.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
West
and
End.
Both places we're working on the charities.
Working to raise that money for the charity. So what do you find is Wigston's most popular curry dish? What do people like in Wigston?
Yeah. Usually most popular dish is chicken tikka masala, but I feel there is Cuisine of India special. Yeah. Our own restaurant name is special.
Oh, okay. So you've got your own special dish. So
it's your own signature chicken tikka masala.
Best dish is for customer popular.
Yeah.
Cuisine of India special.
Cuisine of India special.
Brilliant.
Okay. And is it peeler rice, boiled rice? What kind of rice is?
Any rice or naan bread you can have with that.
Yeah.
Garlic naan bread.
Yeah.
Good man. Good man. So you got
I can see you're partial already.
Yeah, definitely.
Nice and spicy dish.
Excellent.
So, I mean, having a look, we had a look at the menu earlier before we started filming, and
there's a lot of choice, there's a lot of diversity. I think it suits every palate because you've got spice and you've also got mild, which is really good, because you go sometimes to places and it's too spicy or it's too dry. I think what you've got here is a lot of variance for everyone's palate.
Yeah. And I know from personal experience, if you don't want that dish that spicy, you can ask for it to be.
The customer got a lot of choices.
Yeah. So
they can mild, they can medium, they can spicy.
Which is what I like about this restaurant, is that they will be flexible to what the customer wants. And if you aren't a massive Indian curry fan or spicy fan, then they do have the English dishes. So if you bring along little ones and maybe they're not adventurous enough to try the curry, then I know you've got we're
doing all English dishes.
The English dishes.
And that's great to know, because it's family friendly. Because a lot of restaurants, not just Indian restaurants, a lot of restaurants in general sometimes aren't really children friendly. So it's good that you've got diversity for all generations here.
So what have you found in the menu that took your fancy?
The Balti chicken I like.
The Balti chicken.
And I've not had one of them for a while. I'm normally a chicken tikka masala man, but I might just, I fancy a Balti tonight, so I might take one home with me, or I might even get treated to a dinner.
No, fab. Well, we'll come back to Cuisine of India towards the end.
Yep.
But let's have a look at what else is going on in and around the Wigston area. So there's a local newsagent that's recently been taken over on Carlton Drive. And they're actually going to be changing it into a delicatessen and newsagents.
Well, that's really good to know, because I think that'll probably be the only deli in Wigston, to my knowledge anyway.
So I'm going down to see them on Thursday of this week. So in our March edition, we'll be able to bring you some more news about that. But the effort that they're putting into refurbishing it, the quality of the products that they're going to be selling looks particularly nice. So they're going to be opening towards the end of Feb, early March. So pop down, have a look, sample and support your local businesses as well.
Definitely,
So,
I know I'll be there that week, definitely.
So, and this, we were at Age UK.
We were at Age UK last month, which was a really, really good experience.
Yeah.
It was my first visit there. I think it's great to have something like that in the local community that caters for our elderly senior citizens. It's fantastic for everybody to go into because, you know, you can go in there once you've had a shopping trip, you can have some coffee in there, you can also have a bite to eat. But it's a really, really nice place and a really, really chilled out environment to be in. So yeah, that's fantastic, and that's located on Paddock Street. Again, if you've got any clothes that you want to donate or if there's any clothes that you'd like to buy, there's a lot of variety there for everybody, but it's really, really good.
Now, I know they are working with the Leicestershire Wildlife Hospital as well, and they're hosting a coffee morning on the first Saturday of every month, I believe.
That's correct.
Yeah. So again, it's a good way of supporting Age UK, but also the Wildlife Hospital and the fantastic work that they do, because again, it's all about rehabilitating sick, injured and orphan distressed animals and birds throughout Leicestershire and the surrounding regions. So,
Totally agree.
So
And
again,
again,
keeping that wildlife going.
Of course it is, and also again it's just, you know, being part of something that's really, really important to the community, and again it's something and a place that you can visit just before you're shopping or just after.
Yeah.
Either or.
Yep.
But yeah, fantastic news to hear that's going on.
Brilliant. Now we've been asked to put a mention out for the Community Action Partnership, and in particular looking for volunteers for their community transport team.
Yep.
So this is all about helping people that are less mobile, so maybe they don't have their own means of transport, maybe find it difficult to walk down to the bus stop.
Yep.
Because we do have good public transport, but there are people that
Have bigger needs.
that have difficulties in
Yep.
getting out. So even if it's maybe doing some errands for them,
Yep.
going down to the local supermarket or
Yep.
picking things up, then they are looking for volunteer drivers to help out, because they are struggling with that in order to meet the demand.
They are struggling, and I think it's a really good idea, especially if somebody's retired or semi-retired.
Yeah.
Especially with the nice weather, you know, on the horizon shortly. If you just want to occupy a day or two, or
Yeah.
2 afternoons or 2 mornings a
Or
week.
even if it's just, they're happy even if you can only spend an hour.
Yeah. Yeah.
Spare an hour, should I say, helping them, then that's an hour more than what they would have had.
And the advantage of that is obviously it's just going to make somebody a little bit happier. It's going to let them have some interaction. It's going to get them out of their own zone, and we can actually just keep people functioning and enjoying life to the maximum.
Yeah.
So for further information on that, I think there's a telephone number they can call us.
Yeah,
in
there is. There's 0116 288 7482, and we'll pop those details on the video as well. But also you can look at www.communityactionpartnership.org.uk, and we will have more information there where you can volunteer at the same time. So, guess what?
Indulge.
I've signed up for a Loros Tower Run.
Right, okay, that's wonderful to hear. That's the tower that's going to be in the city centre of Leicester.
Yep, so those of you that don't know, so the Tower Run, it's 351 steps. So can you imagine climbing 351 steps?
Wow.
Yeah. So this is all for Loros, because I had the privilege in going down to Loros and finding all about all the good work that they do.
Brilliant.
And I know obviously from some of the fundraising that's gone on here, you've supported Loros. It's a charity close to everyone's heart within
Yes.
Leicestershire and Rutland. It is a Leicestershire and Rutland based charity, but the Tower Run is St George's Tower at the bottom of London Road near the train station. It's the big blue building. It's got the coloured squares on it. You may have seen it around.
It is, yeah.
So it's climbing all the way from the bottom all the way to the top on the staircases. No lifts.
No lifts
And
whatsoever.
there's not even a lift down.
No, but you might be able to slide on your way down. So we'll see. We'll see how that.
So 351 steps. So far, I've managed to raise £365.
Excellent.
And my target is to raise £500.
Right.
And my colleague over at Love Wigston, she's going to be doing it with me as well. So,
Excellent.
So Janet, she's going to be doing the Tower Run walk. So you haven't got to run all the way, because I've got no intention in being able to run all the way, but it's for a great cause. But let's cut to a little bit of video where I met Abby at Loros to find out more about what goes on.
Brilliant.
So Abby, this Tower Walk and Run,
Yes.
what's it all about? Sounds a bit scary, the kind of the tower, but I think it's at the St George's Tower, is that right?
That's right, yeah. So that building that we all recognise with the different coloured windows.
Ah, it's that building, is it?
Yeah. So 351 steps.
Wow.
Everybody might think that that's not a big challenge.
Yeah.
Trust me, it is. Entry is £17 per person to enter, but if you pledge to raise £50 at least in sponsorship, then it's free entry.
You can enjoy that torture for free.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So, if people want to find out more, how can they find out more about enlisting for the tower?
So the best thing to do would be to go to our website.
Okay.
It's www.loros.co.uk/Tower Run.
Brilliant.
And that will give you all the information, and you can sign up online there as well.
Fantastic, and we'll pop the link at the bottom of the video as well. So, with any of the money that's raised through all these great events that Loros put on throughout the year, where does the money go to? Who's it helping?
So we are a hospice specific to Leicester, Leicestershire and Rutland, and we care for over 2,500 patients and their families every year.
Gosh.
So we're a 31-bed unit, providing specialist palliative care, and that would be where all the money, 91 pence in every pound goes directly to patient care.
So a lot of that money being raised is going into care. So, so in terms of how much it kind of costs to run the hospice, I can imagine it needs a lot of fundraising activities throughout the year to keep it running.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. So we have lots of different fundraising events that we put on throughout the year. New figures, new information that we've just received is that it's costing us more to provide our services every year. So we now have to raise £6 million in voluntary income and donations every year, which is where our fundraising events come into play.
That's a huge figure to raise and an enormous target to raise.
Yeah.
But I know it's quite a well-supported charity within Leicester, because it is, like you mentioned, Leicestershire and Rutland-based charities. So if you would like to help and raise valuable funds for Loros, the Tower Walk Run, you haven't got to run up all those 351 steps, you can easily walk up them, but I think there's even a treat at the top with a glass of Prosecco for people. Have they got to walk down?
Yes.
Oh.
Part of the challenge as well.
Going down is a
little bit easier.
Yes. So please have a look at the Loros website. I think I'm quite tempted to go along and have a go myself. Not the fittest, but we'll give it a go. It's for a great cause. Please help Loros where you can. Told you it would be interesting.
Yes.
So 90p out of every pound that's raised goes towards caring for the patients, and £25 will cover 1 hour of care for a patient.
And that's really good to know. Again, it will be really, really good to get as many people engaged in that charity event as possible.
And just by how friendly people were when we walked in, you can see the great work that goes on. And we've got news of another activity that they're going to be doing, which is their popular Twilight Walk, which will give more news later on, and that'll be in our March episode.
Brilliant.
But if you do want advance notice of the Twilight Walk, then hop over to the Loros website, have a look at the Twilight Walk. Again, a fantastic charity. Ladies only, walking around Leicester, dressed as creatures of the sea, I think it is this year. So, but we'll keep the suspense and let people know about that more to
follow on that in the next episode. Yeah,
more in March. So,
definitely.
So yes. So and Leicester's got its comedy festival.
Leicester's got its comedy festival. Yes, there's a lot going on. Obviously, we've got something happening in Wigston, notably on the 20th of February. So it's really, really good to know what's going on. It's a local dad and daughter duo from Wigston that are performing at the comedy festival. It's £5 entry per person, but it's something that's really, really good to take advantage of, because comedy's something that's sort of, I don't know what your thoughts are, Luke, but comedy's something that's not been really focused on in general over the last 10 or 15 years, and I think it's wonderful that we're trying to do something and take part in something and allow the general public locally to see what's going on.
Well, like I say, it's a local Wigston father and daughter duo.
Yeah.
It's going to be at the Attenborough Arts Centre.
Yeah.
20th of February, £5.
11 a.m. the doors open, and it begins at 12 noon, I believe.
Yep. So great way. The Book of Daft 2. This time it's dafter, and it is suitable for children.
So hopefully, if it's dafter now, it's going to be even dafter in the next one. So that's wonderful. So
I've also signed up for a Swimathon, because this is to do with the Rotary Club in Oadby.
Yes.
So they're doing a Swimathon raising money for vital charities. Again, that's another event that's going on at Parklands Leisure Centre, and again, Parklands Leisure Centre, it's had that refurbishment.
Yes,
the swimming pool looks absolutely superb. Have you had a chance to have a look at the new leisure centre down at Parklands? Yeah. So I mean, it is really good.
It's a great place, but not only that, it's based in Oadby, but it's on the fringes of Wigston as well. So it's located.
It's on everyone's doorstep.
It's
those
fantastic.
facilities that we now have. So that's on the 2nd of March. So again, we're going to be raising money for vital charities. But if anyone else would like to participate, we'll again pop the link on the video as well. But it's been really interesting again finding out about what's going on around Wigston, isn't it?
Definitely, because again, you know, Wigston's a fantastic locality. There's lots happening. Again, we're on the dawn of the spring market now with longer days. We've got so much going on in the high street. There's so much involvement with the community. And again, I have to mention Age Concern's a fantastic place that I didn't really know too much about till we filmed our first episode there. But there's so much going on in Wigston. And again, you know, take advantage, tune in, have a look at what we're actually saying in our monthly programmes. We can bring all your attention to what's going to be happening in the future of the next 2 to 3 months. So please stay tuned in.
Yep, and so if you'd like your event or community group featuring, please get in touch with us. You can find us on Facebook at Love Wigston, or send us an email at info@lovewigston.co.uk. So we mentioned we'd just come back to where our hosts today, because I think the chefs seem to be getting really busy and the telephones are ringing already for those takeaways.
The phones are ringing. I can smell the sauces coming through. So
when's the restaurant open? When can people come and visit the restaurant?
It is actually start on 5 p.m.
Start at 5 o'clock
to 11:30.
To 11:30, and is that Monday to Sunday?
Monday to Saturday.
Monday to Saturday.
Sunday is 11 to 11 o'clock.
Oh, okay. So what's different about a Sunday then? What goes
Sunday
on?
we do an afternoon buffet.
Oh, okay.
Buffet,
oh, right, okay. Well,
Yeah.
I can eat as much as you want buffet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That
Calm
sounds
down,
good for
calm
me.
down,
That sounds
calm
good for
down.
me. That does.
So you have like a tray, of heated items, and
It is,
people can just choose.
People got lots of choice.
Fantastic. And how much does that cost?
It is $9.95.
$9.95. Wow.
Wow. Eat as much as you want. $9.95. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we got the lovely dessert as well.
Yes.
Free dessert.
Yes, you got
After
the
that, you can have the ice cream.
you got the ice
other
cream.
than that,
Yeah.
which flavor you like.
Yeah. And when I've been here on a Friday night, there's normally either a magician.
Yeah, we do. We do now Friday and Saturday.
Friday and Saturday nights.
We
And
do.
is that through the whole evening, or is that just for a couple of hours?
No, whole evening.
Whole
Yeah.
evening. Well done.
So,
Excellent.
When I was here Friday, and they were doing card tricks, they were making balloon shapes. It was someone's birthday, so the guy brought over what was like a flower crafted out of balloons,
Yeah.
and it was amazing.
That's really good. And again, that's fantastic for all groups. It's
But
not just for the children
what was,
either.
Yeah, what it was great for the kids, because kids are just captivated by the magic, aren't they?
Exactly.
When they see the card tricks, and even you try to sit there
They
and
enjoy a lot.
try and catch them out, but you got no chance. And looking around, you've got pictures, because I know that this is one of your other features, is when people come and they're celebrating, you like to take pictures of your customers having a nice time here.
There is lots of picture everywhere.
Yeah.
The other wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it, again, creates a nice, good memory of what goes on. So I think it's a great.
Customers celebrate their birthday here. We take a picture before they go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And see their picture on the wall.
Oh,
Yeah.
wonderful, wonderful,
Fantastic.
wonderful. And that's making them feel involved, isn't it, really?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is wonderful. I mean, it's my first visit here. So, you know, I think you'll be seeing a lot more of me in the not too distant future, to be fair.
Yeah. No, thank you very much, and
You're
thank you for
welcome.
your hospitality. It's been great.
You're welcome.
So thank you very much for tuning in to the February edition of Love Wigston TV. We'll be back in March, where we'll be letting you know more about what's going on with the Twilight Walk.
Yep.
And everything else that's going on in and around the Wigston area. Again, like I said, if you would like any of your groups or events to be featured, please drop us a line either at the Facebook page, Love Wigston, or info@lovewigston.co.uk, and we'll see you in March.
Brilliant. Thank you.